Well, thank you, everybody, for coming. My name is Mike Savello. I'm the Vice President of Sales for LiveU. I've been with the company now for almost 12 years, which is pretty amazing. But so seen a lot happen in this company and in this industry over the time. I'm here with a special guest of ours today, David Cowan from CBS News, right? And David's one of our very important customers. As you probably all know, there's a CBS News, and then there's a very large set of CBS affiliates all around the country that you watch in your local markets when you watch CBS. And so we started to create a solution in LiveU called LiveU Matrix many years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago now. And CBS News was one of our first customers, and the problem they were trying to solve was how to efficiently, effectively, and inexpensively get content out to all of their affiliates as quickly as possible. So Dave, maybe you tell us a little bit about what helped CBS make the decision to move to LiveU Matrix in the early days, and how it's worked out for you.
Yeah, we wanted to break away from full-time KU satellite lease and distributing via satellite, and the expense of the full-time lease and the expense of keeping up with the satellite equipment, uplink and downlink, and the tubes and so forth, and some of the limitations of satellite, KU satellite rain fade and such. We were looking for a platform just like the Matrix. CBS News had a fleet of LiveU backpacks that we were using for our primary news gathering, and just a user-friendly system, and we certainly like the people, and so we switched over to the Matrix, which is instead of us on satellite with a handful of slots that we would uplink to and the stations would downlink to, we're up to 15 channels of distribution. I think we started with 8, now we have 15, which is one of the things we like about the system. We can bulk up. I think we're going to get a couple more for election night in a couple of weeks, and then take it back again. So it just allows us to, a station, for example, doesn't have to have a technician to change up a satellite downlink transponder, which was an issue. People can just point and click in the newsroom to find different channels and that kind of thing. So I think the best thing was that right about the time we switched was the time of the pandemic, and it really helped in the whole new work from home world that we're living in now, and now the hybrid world, where people from home can easily route these feeds and roll on these feeds as well.
So another advantage, you mentioned satellite, and the fact that you're not using satellite anymore for this communication. You're using all IP over LiveU Matrix. So many of these 15 channels that you talk about, many of them are 24-hour channels, right? I mean, it's 24/7 content that's going out to the stations, right?
Yeah, they're all 24/7 content. If so many affiliates, news affiliates now, it used to be they just had their morning show, their noon, and their evening shows, and that was pretty much what they needed. Now they all have digital streaming shows around the clock. They all have their full-time digital platforms. They want lots and lots of content, so we don't have to decide about. They want bump shots, beauty shots. They want to look at the White House all day. They want to look at the Capitol Hill shot all day. They want the big board every Monday through Friday. They want weather shots, so we don't have to decide. Well, that's not really. I don't want to spend money on I guess our previous system to bring in from the affiliates was through third-party vendors, and we would pay per the hour. So now it's another reason this works so well for us. We can just decide it's snowing in Baltimore. We can have a snowy camera from Baltimore all day, and we're not paying any extra for it, and we can put it on channel 13, and any affiliate who wants it can take it. So it's really it's a lot of value for us and our stations as they go to a whole full 24/7 digital platform around the clock.
So what have you learned about IP in general and IP-based distribution in terms of, is it comparable, or is it even better than what we were using as far as satellite? How does it compare to your old workflow?
I think we had concerns at first that a live shot may not be as fast as it was with satellite, but it's as fast nicer, faster. We can take a LiveU backpack if it's in the field and send it directly to a channel or directly to a station. If it's originating from the CBS broadcast center, we can encode it. I think it's 0.8 seconds, which is about the same or faster than satellite. I think you're going to get that down a little more, but so that was an early concern that did not turn out to be an issue, and then maybe I think it's even better. And I guess worried about unexplained outages, and what happens on election night, and there have not been any. So it's all worked out well, and it's nice to have 15 channels to send to the affiliates. It's also good that we can. We're using LiveU backpacks for the news gathering for CBS News, so if we have a reporter for the CBS Morning Show or for evening news, anything that comes in to the via LiveU, it's sitting there in the matrix, and we can then route it to an affiliate. So if we want to send a reporter doing a live shot in Louisiana to WWL in New Orleans because they want to talk to him, we can just point and click and send that. So it works out well for things like that.
So let's talk a little bit about contribution too, because Matrix is not just for distribution, right, to the affiliates. You're actually also sharing information with the affiliates, where the affiliates themselves are actually originating information. And one of the advantages of Matrix is that you can actually see the feeds that the affiliates have, right, while the feed is going on at the local affiliate. So you talk a little bit about how that plays into the CBS News overall workflow?
Yeah, we sent. We've always had about 50 stations where we have some kind of equipment to get live feeds out of there. In the past, it was a mix of satellite uplinks or Vivex Level 3 or the switch or LTN, and probably a little bit of that. And it was always sort of, the third-party vendor was sort of paying as you go. So now those 50 stations all have a LiveU encoder. They can feed to us all the time, and we can see what they're giving us. So for one, we get those beauty shots whenever we want them. We can sort of see them there. Anybody, a regional producer at CBS, can sort of see what is available and then make a call to the station. Maybe when they did their rounds of what's happening, they weren't told about something, and then they see it, and then they can call the station and go, hey, what's that? So that certainly helps in the workflow. Also, any CBS station that has a LiveU backpack that is up and routed to the station, even if it's a station where we did not give them an encoder, we'll see it, and we can ask them if we can have it. So it's really added to what we can do, because most CBS stations have LiveU backpacks, so when they're using them, we see them.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key things, and one of the key differentiators about LiveU Matrix in terms of contribution is that the stations can be taking a live feed and using that live feed in their local newscast, but at the same time, CBS News can be taking it also and not impacting the local station at all. There's absolutely zero impact to the local station. So it's actually another layer of transparency in terms of content availability.
Correct. That was also an early concern of mine, how that works, and it's yes, we can does not impact them, and we can also see it and bring it into us at the same time without impacting them. Correct.
So you talked about elections, so I'm going to go off script a little bit here and just ask you, so how do you envision using LiveU Matrix during election night?
We get a list from the political unit of all the races that they want, which is probably 100 or so that they want to see live at the same time, and then we'll figure out with our regional offices what stations are covering them, and with the network what network pool is covering them, and then once we sort of have our list and the priority of tier 1 and important and tier 2 and tier 3, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, just to figure out how many we can bring in from our affiliates at one time, how many we can send out on these 15 channels, ask you guys for a few more channels for election night, and then just sort of have a plan for where it's coming in, how we get out of that station, and how we send it out. And so having 15, maybe 20 channels is certainly going to help us distribute these things and make less choices of this or that. We can just do, hopefully get everybody what they want live as it happens.
Well, we do know 2 years ago on election night, we had our highest usage ever in LiveU Matrix. We expect that this election night is going to be very similar. We have a lot of content that many of our partners are wanting to share with the stations, and we're also getting content from the station. So it's going to be a very busy night for sure for all of us. So, David, I want to say thank you for being a LiveU customer. Thank you for working with us all these years and putting your trust in us. And we've really enjoyed the relationship, and we really look forward to what's going to be next.
Yep. Thanks for having me. And excited to be a part of it. And it's all working out great for us. So
great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.